Alrighty, we are live from Columbus, OH. And this is the Ramsey Show Aftershow. Why am I not lined up correctly? Columbus, OH. There we go. This is Ramsey Show Aftershow. Sorry for the dual audio there. Okay, that'll fix that. Alrighty. Well, once again, Ramsey Show After Show 5:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. After the Ramsey Show episode for that day leaves the YouTube and goes exclusively to the Ramsey Network app for the last hour of the radio show, which is about 42 minutes or so of video. You're watching this on youtube.com/coachstevemoney, and for my other financial content, you scroll past the Oak Island playlist. You'll see the Ramsey Show After Show and the Answering Your Financial Questions. Both of those playlists have hundreds of hours, probably like 700, something like that, hours of me talking about financial stuff and other stuff. Music playlist has 11 Ramsey adjacent songs in there. So listen to those if you are so inclined. Market report, and of course it's not scrolled up. So you can see mostly positive today. NASDAQ still down a little bit. Probably still NVIDIA dragging it down here. Stop dragging my NVIDIA around. Let's see if it says anything about it. NVIDIA, there it is. Yeah, down 1.1% today. So not crazy. What does it say? Prediction. This will be Wall Street's first $5 trillion company. Oh, and it's not NVIDIA. Okay, well, we got to see that. What it will be. And looking. ExxonMobil? Nope. Microsoft. That's going to be the one. Apple. Well, which one is it? All right. So they're not coming out and saying it directly because they want you to read all that stuff. Oh, $5 trillion market cap is e-commerce juggernaut Amazon. Okay, and that would be a surprise to nobody. Ain't nobody trying to buy stuff at a store anymore. It's all about the Amazon, so that is not surprising. Let's see what we're doing here. Okay, so as I said, mostly up. The most up today was Russell Small Cap Index, and this is why you have your diversification here in the 4 different categories: small, mid, large cap, and international. And on a day like today, where your large cap might be down because of NVIDIA and the other Magnificent 7 stocks. These are 6 of them right here, and the other one that's not on here is NVIDIA of the Magnificent 7. So a little bit down for tech today. But again, that's why you have your small cap, which is the Russell Small Cap Index. So if you are diversified with this and you're doing the 4-way split, then you're up for the day. If you are far too heavily weighted in large cap, you might still be up, but not as much up as somebody that has the 4-way split. Oh, let's see what the rest of the planet is doing. Everything up in Europe, almost everything up in Europe, I mean, except for FTSE. Almost everything up and I believe that's like their S&P 500 in Europe, and I think the Nikkei 225 is their S&P 500, I believe. Don't quote me on that though. Currencies, what do we got? The euro up against the US dollar up against the yen though, also up against the British pound, love. Down to the Canadian dollar, sorry. And also down to the Australian dollar, mate. Australian said no. So it's like an N-A-O-O-O-O-O, and there's a slight R at the end. No. For some reason. I don't know how that happened. Futures, hey look, we got NASDAQ up at the moment. So fun times. Everything up, and so that's fun times. Can't complain about that at all. We do have some, what is it? People reporting, what's today? This 14th today, so tomorrow it'll be Wells Fargo, and Goldman Sachs. And then Bank of America and United Health Group on the Thursday. We already looked at the most followed single stocks. Let's see what was the most down was the Meta, and of course that was, I think, up yesterday when all of the rest of them were down, I believe. And so, the market giveth, the market taketh away, for sure. What up, Di? How's it going? Good to see you. If anybody watching, if you could lightly graze the thumbs up button, that would help me out immensely. Much appreciated. Much appreciated for you to even be here watching this at all. Thank you so much. So I think we're done with that. We got some stories and an ad here. From CNN Business, America's in the middle of an egg shortage. I did not know that. Because I don't do eggs. I used to get egg beaters, but now I don't even do that. America's running short on eggs. Oh, highly contagious avian influenza has wreaked havoc on the egg market. Okay, that's right. I had heard about that. Okay, that explains that. Capital One is accused of cheating customers out of $2 billion. And of course can't read it because let's see, federal regulators said in a lawsuit on Tuesday that the giant bank deliberately underpaid savings account interest even as rates rose. All right, well, probably if there's proof, there's gonna be some the whole thing of is, sure, it happened. I have no problem believing that it happened, but this deliberately thing, you would have to get an email from somebody that works in the company and where it says we're definitely gonna do that. And so, as I said, I can't read the rest of the article, but that's all right. We got the gist of it from NPR. NPR shop for 96 items at Walmart to track how prices are really changing. So I haven't looked at this yet. So let's see. Will it be a fine? Oh, it'll be a fine chart. Let's see how prices changed at Georgia Walmart over the past year. Each block represents one item in NPR's shopping cart with a few examples highlighted. I wonder if NPR is based in Georgia. I would think not, but never know. Never know. So what is up the most? Oh, it doesn't say what everything is. Why would it not say what everything is? The eggs right here. Ground beef up the most, it looks like. Oh, plus 28 more? I'll take a look below in a second to see if there's anything else with salmon. I don't know what the Oh, this is number of items. Okay. Number of items going up. And this way is the percentage. Yeah, I don't know how to read this chart. I don't know exactly what's going on there. But it says over the course of 2024, the track prices on average increased just 0.7%, far less than the overall annual inflation, which was 2.7% in November. And that's fine to not keep up with inflation. I will approve that. Of course, it was at Target and Kroger admitted that they raised prices up over when the post pandy in the or during pandy and post pandy when the truckers went on strike and so forth, when trucking was a problem, getting the items to places, to stores and such, and so they had extra costs involved with that, and they raised the prices up well above those costs. They admitted to that. Oh, let's see. All right. Okay. So we'll look at this one then. Oh, so these have gone down actually. Bananas. It's bananas. Bananas. And yeah, so I will sing. I said in the Ramsey show chat earlier that I don't sing as much on here anymore because of copyright. But for me to just do that a cappella, that's not anywhere near close enough to the original song to get me copywritten, so other people can take a bite. Let's see. Great value. That's the Walmart brand. Pink salmon fillets, so salmon down. Boneless pork chop. Grapes. Garland garlic. I guess Garland's a brand. Goya canned black beans. Navel oranges, sweet potatoes, Thomas's plain bagels. Well, that's fun. Stuff like that can go down. And I mean that could be just the Walmart doing that. That is not necessarily the manufacturer lowering the price, but that could be involved in some of them as well. Sugar, white onions, and Hanes V-necks are the same price. So staying the same. What we got? Paper towels, toilet paper. Hey, remember the toilet paper shortages? That was fun. Toothpaste, shampoo. These are all staying the same. Cheerios, Smuckers, strawberry jam, peanut butter, whole wheat bread, Tostitos scoops, and Purdue chicken breast value pack. And then it starts to go up. Why is that one point? It's up 0.2%, but it's not red. I don't understand. I don't understand their charting here, but we get the gist of it. So going up the most, let's go back. Let's go from most to least up. Of these items, dozen eggs is up 46 point. So almost half of it up 50%, almost 50% up. Maxwell House Colombian ground coffee, gallon 2% milk, Tropicana orange juice, liquid detergent, Lay's chips, soap, women's deodorant, Coca-Cola 2-liter bottle up to 8.2%. Okay, and I don't do that name brand anymore. I get the Kroger Big K house brand of that, and that has not gone up in like 2 or 3 years, something like that. Lindt chocolate, ground beef chuck, 1 pound. Yogurt cups, marinara sauce by Prego, Medium raw shrimp, and that's where it ends. The 5-year view is much more painful. Okay, dozen eggs cost $4.90 or 83% more than they cost 5 years ago. Okay, yeah. Let's see if there's anything else. See what they had to say. Well, stuff happens, inflation, costs, etc. Fun times. What else do we have here? From Fast, is this fastcompany.com? Yes, it is. Sony PlayStation is adding smell. Yes, you read that right, to its games, and I'm gonna check this out after the show. It is a trailer for one of my favorite games, The Last of Us, but with smell added. And when you're talking about infected, zombies basically, I would imagine the smell is not great, but maybe they don't add that particular smell to it. So, let's see if it gives any. Trailer for the concept shows a giant cube built from high definition LED screens that enables players to step directly into their favorite games. Okay, I knew that was going to happen too. Oh yeah, you won't be setting that up into your living room anytime soon. But yeah, I always assumed that you would be standing right there eventually, and you'll be able to do it without like VR. You'll be able to do virtual reality just by walking into it. Kind of like a poor man's what's that called in Star Trek? On the Next Generation, the holodeck, where they just build the world right. The computer just builds the world right around you. Fun times. Alrighty, let's do some questions. And no, of course, I forgot to do that. Forgot to set my alarm to remind me to do that as well. So I'll try to remember to do that once we're done here today. Let's see, we got to go back to like 6 days ago, I think, somewhere in there. Oh, I'm sorry, Diane. I have not kept up with the chat. Many apologies. Probably need to change my setup again so I can so that it's closer. Because to see the chat now, I have to turn this far. On the fence about whether to sell my car. I mean, the fact that you're thinking about it, most people don't want to do that, so that means probably, usually. Reshuffling finances. Every day shuffling. Baby steps order might need slight altering. That's a no. The only time it gets altered is if you can skip some. If you don't have any debt, you don't have to do step 2. Congratulations on that. If you don't have any kids, you don't have to do, or if you choose not to help them, you can skip step 5. But there's no altering it just for your little situation. It doesn't work like that. I think we're getting close here. Step 2 question, diligently. Looking for some total dollars spent functions. I don't think we talked about that. How to celebrate becoming debt-free. Fun time. Sell house. Upside down car store. What bank do you keep your savings in? So, I know we did this one. Build wealth and give. They wanted exact things of how to build wealth, and unless you want to be a landlord, you're only doing that with the investing. Same as you are doing step 4. Except it wouldn't be all in retirement accounts. It would be some in probably brokerage accounts as well. You can, of course, examine the other, like HSA and other alternatives as well. But generally, once you get to the max for retirement accounts, tax advantage accounts, then you would just go to the and the HSA, and then you would go to the brokerage accounts that are not tax deferred. So let's see. Forgot about the chat again. I'll be right there. From 4C Diane, what bank do you keep your savings in? I'm looking to change my savings from Fidelity after their fraud debacle. Any suggestions? I'm looking for a high yield and quick ACH transfers in and out. Well, that's the real trick, isn't it? I mean, you can go to one of your local banks if you want maybe a slightly higher interest rate, high yield savings account, and so forth. You do that online. I mean, in Fidelity, of course, a well-known company. So you might want to stay with a well-known company. Oh, let's see what's up here. Let's see. Diana was with Wells Fargo many years ago and recently received a check from them for a lawsuit on them. I don't trust the huge banks. All right. Yeah, Dave does recommend credit unions as far as like where you like do have your checking account with. Di says everything is still too high. Probably talking about the groceries. I'm on a 6-month no spend, no waste in total purge for less in my house and life and a new budget. Yes, eggs are too expensive. Dozen I bought. Be gold eggs. Gotcha. Better be gold eggs. Gotcha. Okay, just here to learn. Alrighty. Hopefully, I will say something you haven't heard before. So it will be a learning experience. If you have any particular question, you can, of course, put it in the chat. Where are we at? My upside car story. I mean, upside down. Speaking of Stranger Things, as I was in the Ramsey Show chat earlier. Legally. Something like that. Gilee. Legally, maybe? Hi everyone. Hi guys. I wanted to share my upside down car story. I'm married with a toddler and we were borrowing our parent's car, I guess. We decided to return it to get our own backstory. I work in sales and I watched everyone get new cars. Okay, so I mean, if you want the items that everyone else has, you also have to tack on the debt that everybody else goes into to get those items. So that would be a nair. Always got to hit the R slightly at the end of that. Nair. One guy got a Camry for $1,100 a month. Thought, yeah, that doesn't matter. I didn't learn my lesson seeing that. And short story, financed 2020 Corolla limited edition with 160 kilometers on it with nothing down at 7.49%. Okay, and that, of course, any loans, any way of getting a car other than buying it 100% in cash is a no. Came out $27K, including warranty. Had terrible buyer's remorse right after and begged to return it, but no. See, that's not how car dealerships work, or even life works. So if you buy it, guess what? It's yours. And they don't have any incentive to just let you out of it. I mean, some dealerships, especially like the bigger ones, they may have like a 24-hour thing or something like that. But generally, you drive it off the lot, it's yours. And immediately, it's worth less than the $27,000 that you paid for it because you bought this stupid warranty. Warranty's not advised on anything per Mr. Ramsey. But to no avail. I then learned my pastor at Church of Christ I joined about Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace book. Okay, didn't know about Dave. Okay, great. Dave's denomination is COC. I don't know what that is. Some kind of Catholic thing? Oh, Church of Christ. Got it. And was amused and distressed to find out that I was, doing it wrong? Certainly car loan is one of the things I could do. Yeah. Is being higher, it being higher than my take-home income times 2 slightly. Yeah. I steeled myself to sell it off ASAP, so I did. Great. Cancel the warranties, and I worked with a local credit union that provided me a personal unsecured loan at 8.65 APR with stipulations that it's for the intent to sell the car. Right. I'm now left with $3,500 in personal unsecured loan, which, Dave, is fine if you take out a loan to get out of an upside down car like this, because you have effectively moved the needle, because now you're in debt $3,500 on that car instead of the $27,000 that you were before. Very happy ending. My pastor gave me his 2002 Corolla CE that he no longer needed. It drives like a dream, and I am in love. Great. I don't know that you should love a car, but I wish you guys, hope you guys are happy together. I wanted to share my story and encourage those who are in upside down car loans that it is indeed possible to get out from it. Indeed. Although that is generally the last thing people think about, because they think about, oh, well, why would I give up my perfectly working newer car and get a piece of crap car? The answer is to get ahead financially. Lost all my savings, but turning $27,000 of debt into $3,500 of debt felt awesome on baby step 2. Fabulous. This episode of the Ramsey Show Aftershow show brought to you by Crinkly Water Bottle. They've been with me since the beginning, longtime sponsor. Boom, boom, boom. Where are we at? That is an ad. Master Seamstress, okay? Sell house. All right, so if you bought a house, you know, even if it's stupid, even if it's too much house, it just depends on your situation when you decide to start the baby steps, whether you need to sell it or not. So, and a lot of times on something like this, if you sacrifice in a buttload of other areas, then maybe you get to keep even a house that you're slightly house poor on. But let's see what this situation is. Opening up in a new window. So house, for context, I am female, 65, single, on Social Security, Medicare, SNAP. Monthly, I draw $11.74 on Social Security. Pension is $52. My house payment is $11.71. So I'm gonna say yeah, unless there's other. I use my Medicare Advantage plan to pay for utilities. All right. And so what about food and stuff? That seems like that's going to be too tight. I live half mile from my son and grandchildren. Health hasn't been good for several years, and my son has to oversee a lot of my household work. I have approximately $250,000 of equity in my house. I'm considering moving to a 1-floor plan condo versus current 3-story house, right? If the the legs don't work that well anymore, then the stairs might not be an option for you. Or if you are single, you don't need a 3-story house, my friend. You do not need that. Boom. I don't know if it would be best to use all my equity to buy a house outright with no payments. Yes. Aside from taxes, homeowners association, don't do homeowners association if you can at all avoid it. I'm open to suggestions. I've tried to rack my brain about what options are possible. If I move, it would be about 15-25 minutes away from my son. I struggle now as I live literally month to month financially, which is why you should sell it. Thank you all for any help possibly. Yeah, so I am going to say, yeah, I mean, you chat, and you of course can try to be 15 minutes instead of 25 minutes, although the state, condition, value of the house, excuse me, all that would come into place. But yeah, you don't need, one person does not need a 3-story house at all. So yeah, do that, because you're just barely getting by now, and maybe even not barely even getting by if your son is kicking in anything for extras like food or anything like that. So yeah, you are limited to what you can do with your income. There's no other thing for that. You don't get a pass for not making enough money. That's just how the world works. That's how finances work. So in this case, yeah, definitely sell the house. Brilliant Day 5054. How to celebrate becoming debt free? Well, I mean, you want to do something fun. I mean, that's a fabulous thing to do. You can go to Nashville, Tennessee, a little town outside of Nashville called Franklin, Tennessee, and that's where Ramsey headquarters is. And you can go to there and you can get on the debt free stage. You do have to set that up ahead of time, though. Let's see. If this post is not allowed in the subreddit, feel free to delete. I don't know why it wouldn't be. My husband and I are 2 weeks away from officially becoming debt free. Great. We got married September 23, and I've been living with my parents ever since, trying to get this debt paid off as fast as possible. We have been gazelle intense for almost 15 months. In 2 weeks, we'll have paid off $134,000. That's $30,000 in student loans. $32K in a personal loan. And here's what people don't consider a lot of times. Whatever you use the personal loan for, if you bought something with it, you could sell that item, maybe. 22K on my husband's truck. You could have sold the truck and gotten a beater instead. Let's see, 10K on wedding engagement rings. I mean, you could have sold those as well, and just gotten something cheap. But let's see, about 42K in credit cards. Again, selling stuff that you put in, but they may have done some of that stuff as well. But a lot of people just don't. It doesn't occur to them. Oh well, I can cut many months off of my time to get debt free here if I just don't keep my freaking vehicle payment. But it doesn't occur to people. But I mean, they got it paid off now, so great, they get to keep it. But even now, to get ahead, they could still sell that truck and get a beater. We're very excited and are looking for a little unique ideas to celebrate the milestone. Obviously, nothing that will rack up more debt. Right. Well, yeah, we're done with debt, so we're not doing. That's not. You don't even have to say that we don't want to do that anymore, because that's just what you do. That's part of baby step 0, is where you decide to pay off your dumb, stupid as crap debt, and you decide you're not going to ever take out any ever again. There are a ton. There's 56 responses. Oh, we're not done yet. Big thanks to Uncle Dave. That's what he called in our household. LOL. And the rest of the Ramsey team for the constant guidance and inspiration when the going got tough. The tough get going. Listening to the radio show every day kept my head up when we got tired. And for those that are in the thick of baby step 2, know that the end does eventually come if you just keep trucking through, or if you sell the truck instead of keep trucking. You can do it faster. You can do it, and it's all worth it for sure. Let's see. A lot of don't tell anyone about it. Keep stacking coin was the advice by celebrating. Celebrate every day by staying debt free. Strip club, bring cash. Yeah, that's dumb. And that's what it's Reddit. So this is the internet. It can be great, or it can be a sewer. So triple dipper from Chili's. All right. Buy 40K truck. Yeah, no. No, that's a no. So you get your, I mean, that's as dumb as crap. What kind of person would write that? Anyway, but that is the internet for you. So yeah, most of these are just dumb, stupid. People jealous probably that they're out of debt. Oh, make copies of those zero balance statements from the creditors and burn them. That's fun, like a barefoot mortgage burning party. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, which he hopes to have by the end of the year. All right. Take a weekend off. Just enjoy each other. Maybe bed and breakfast. You don't need to do anything to celebrate. The whole mentality of celebrating, buying food, gifts, clothes is why so many people get into debt. Yeah, but if you budget it, then you're allowed to do that once you get out of debt. It's okay to celebrate hard milestones. Yeah. That's the OP explaining that to dumb troll. Eat something other than rice and beans, beans and rice. Approved. And then you got to and then, the problem is there's still plenty of baby steps to do. So you do that momentary celebration, but then you're right back gazelle while you finish up the emergency fund. On step 3, wife and I take the kiddos to Dairy Queen. Sugar. Bed and breakfast in Spring Lake, New Jersey. All right. Was just curious. Should have known it'd be at least half of trolls. Should have known. To be expected. What up, Sid? It says, should I take early retirement and keep working? You can't. What kind of retire? Especially if like it's a pension. You could. Well, no, the pension's only going to pay out. It's not going to pay out every. It's not going to pay out a lump sum. If you can get a lump sum, some people do that and they invest it because it can make more than, possibly than it is where it is now. But generally you would just keep, you said keep working anyway, even though you want to take the early retirement. So it just depends on what the money's in now and if you could transfer it to making more money. Like for example, if it's pension dollars now and you could put it into funds that make more money than the pension, which is going to be pretty much all of them. So yeah, or if it's in bad funds now, you could take the disbursement and move it into good ones. Move it into like your own account that you can pick freely from if there's limited mutual funds in wherever the retirement is coming from. How long ago was that? That was 7 minutes ago. Di might have. She might be typing something now. So it's not a thing where it's like definitely do that. Oh, he's Social Security retirement. Oh, is what I'm asking about. I don't want to touch my 401k or IRA. Yeah, so yeah, you can do that. Yeah, for sure. You can start taking it there and just funnel it right into a. If you have good investments in the 401k or your IRA, you can just funnel it right into that kind of investment as well. Because you can obviously make more on it that way. So yeah, and if you don't need to be on it when you retire, or when you take the retirement. Um, then you can certainly continue to invest it. And of course, if you decide to retire for real and you need the money for something, then you can just stop putting it in to the investment. And if you are still working, you can still contribute to a Roth IRA. Looking for some, or you could, if your 401k funds are better, you could also increase the percentage to that. So I think Dave says to take the Social Security earlier and invest it. Indeed. So you're like getting a check every month, and so you would be investing that every month. And then that will end up, when you actually do stop working, that'll end up being more money than it is overall than it is now, and will be now. Like if you got multiple, if you got like just checks, continuous. Looking for some total dollars spent functions. I'm looking to buy a house. Unfortunately, housing prices are nuts. Well, yep. We're not new. We know about housing. Looking for some total dollars spent functions. All right. There was one yesterday too where people are looking for like formulas and stuff to figure out something that they wanted to know, but I mean, I don't know what, like if they're talking about a spreadsheet or something. Well, let's see. Housing prices are nuts. Okay. The good news is that I can come up with significantly more than 20%, and that's how you afford a high-priced house. You put enough down where that takes the, oh yeah, see, there's no 30. There's no 30. You'd be doing it wrong there. I can afford the payment easy. Affording the payment, I mean, that's the death knell of poors. I can afford the payment. Yeah, but then you have all this debt. So that's a no. On a 15-year fix, paying the monthly payment will make staying cash flow positive tricky, but the rates look to be almost a full percentage point lower. Yeah, you pay less that way, and it keeps you from buying too much house. That is the idea. Both of those things. So I think basically I have three options, two of which are semi-Dave approved. Buyouts 20% down in 30-year, that's a no. Put 20% down and get a fixed 15-year, but I wouldn't be able to put extra towards the principal right away. That's fine. As I will start off, cash flow negative. Well, where's the cash coming from? How are you going to make yourself cash flow positive, or at least a cash-free break even is what would be the minimum thing. For contests, I'm not considering bonuses, restricted stock, or ESPP in my monthly cash flow. Obviously, the third way is to just pay the 20%, make the mortgage payment, and invest the rest in index fund bonds and such. What? Do you have more than 20% saved now? Oh, can come up with. Where are you coming up with it from? That's what I would want to know. I gotta ask this person, where's that coming from? You're not borrowing that from something, are you? PMT functions are pretty straightforward in Excel. Then I'm putting in reasonable assumptions for insurance, HOA, taxes, upkeep, etc., which lets me know my cash flows, but I'm trying to figure out the best way to do total amount paid. Any tips appreciated? No, I mean, if I was looking at it, I might be able to tell you. Let's see if somebody. I started off with 30-year fix, so it's just nobody answering his thing, just telling his stuff. Nobody answering the thing about the question, his dollar spent functions. And I don't know, but more than knowing that number, it would be, you're on the Dave Ramsey subreddit. How about you follow the Dave Ramsey advice and only do a 15-year fixed? So, but I mean, even you shouldn't even get a mortgage with 15-year fixed if you are cash flow negative. So that's the thing on that. And of course, he would say sell the stock as soon as you can. And being restricted means you might have to wait a number of years before you can sell that single stock. Single stock not advised, even if it's the company you work for, even if they give it to you for free. That's fine. You take it, but then you sell it as soon as you can. Getting close to early retirement age. Cool. Yeah, and so yep, that's definitely what you should do. Dula, something like that. DULOCSC. Step 2 question. Great. Step 2 answer. As a reminder, step 2 is pay off all debts from smallest to largest using the debt snowball method, which is debt snowball is smallest to largest. No short ones today so far. My wife and I, that's not too bad. My wife and I have been working diligently to get out of debt. We cleared her debt. Now we're working on mine. So you see, no malicious behavior or trolling. All right, I probably have a more broad definition of trolling than they do, but that's good. Was it? Oh, yeah, we cleared her debt and now working on mine. So what it says here is pay off debt smallest to largest. It doesn't say first do one spouse's and then the other. So the only way you would do it that way is if all of hers are a lower amount owed than all of yours. So you're doing it wrong. It's all our debt. So you don't do the hers and mines. No need to use that language at all. I have student loans totaling $94,000 and a car loan totaling $16,000. $16,000, not the worst car owed on that we've seen today. But you could sell it and not owe that money. And get a much cheaper car. Together we make $200,000 annually, and this is where you would lose some people because, I mean, they're poors, they don't make that much money, and so they're going to apply your 200K to their like Midwestern lifestyle and expenses, where they may have $20,000 in debt. And so, of course, if with 200K, if they were making that, they could put that away immediately. And so, but they get blinded by that instead of realizing that if somebody makes 200K and they're debt people, they're going to have more debt. It's generally even a higher percentage of debt than a poor does. I've been listening to Dave now for a little while and believe I know the answer, but just wanted to ask anyhow. You know. Didn't know about the her and mine though. Let's see. I could sell my car. Yes, you could. I'm paying on for approximately $25,000. See, not even underwater, dude. That seems like that would be a no-brainer. And leave us with just one car, which is fine, at least for a little while, as we both work from home and go almost everywhere together. Excellent. I would have sold it already. Instead of typing this, I would be typing the listing on Craig's or Cars.com or wherever. This would take away approximately 10K off of the 93K student loans after paying the remaining car balance off. Yep. Okay. Afterwards, we both plan to just throw as much as we can throughout the year at it in hopes we can clear it or come close by 2025. Is that the only debt she has? So cleared her debt. It's your student loans and your car. So yeah, you would only do hers first if they were lower than $16,000 owed, which could be the case. It's pos. It's pos. Totes pos. Um, where was I? Where was I? Where was I? Clear or come close by the end of 2025. Would you guys sell the car? Yes, dude. Being it would only help with 10K and try to make one car work. Um, why would you have to try to make one car work if both of you work from home? You just may have to make a car schedule if it's that much of a problem. And make sure the other person knows I gotta have the car at this time, that kind of thing. How about, yeah, I'm doing that. I mean, that's worth $10,000 to me to do that. I mean, you don't need two cars in this situation at all. Or would you just continue throwing everything at both and allow it to take a little longer than planned? Having it take longer, dragging it out thing, not advised. So if you have been listening to Dave now for a little while, perhaps you've heard the phrase gazelle intense, and letting it drag out a little longer is not gazelle intense. Adventurous buyer 152. How do they not screen the call? The lady calls in the show, uses foul language, and they don't stop her. I think they need to do a better job, maybe screening their callers. They screened them. And also, there's a dump button on the radio. If there's actual cursing, but when some people make posts about this or talk about this in the chat, it's not actually a curse word. It's words that are allowed on the radio. And so if it's allowed on the radio, it's not a curse word. Sorry, under my definition. So, people always, I mean, this is a form of trolling as well. It's just like, oh, we're like, they're religious and so they shouldn't do. Even if, then this person probably not religious and doesn't really care. Just looking for a way to pick. Just a way to be a troll. It would be cool to invest my early Social Security check each month plus 15% of my work paycheck. That's good stuff. Absolutely. Absolutely, Di. Guts 199 need advice. I have advice for you. Oh, this is only on this page. Cool. Good evening. I'm looking for some advice on how to tackle my financial situation. Currently having trouble getting approved for a home loan due to debt to income. Alrighty, well, let's fix the debt to income thing. And also, so if you don't have a house now and you're going to follow the baby steps, you have to do steps 1, 2, and 3, and then 3B, save the down payment before you would even buy a house, before you would even start saving down payment. You have to have step 3 done, the full emergency fund. So you're doing it wrong. I currently have $7,500 in savings. You should have $1,000 in savings while you have non-mortgage debt. You're doing it wrong. $4,000 in checking. You gotta have enough in checking to get you to the next check at least, but you're doing it wrong. I have 3 credit cards. You're doing it wrong. I then have 2 car payments. You're doing it wrong. No house. Sorry. $1,000 car payment and a $605 car payment. No. And this could be a troll as well. Who knows? I was thinking of paying the credit card with $6,000. Yep. Then using Snowball to pay the remainder. Yep. After that, I wanted to snowball on the car payments to clear off the negative equity to sell the car. You can just borrow the difference, the amount that is upside down, and sell it immediately. in order to get a cheaper vehicle. Yeah, you can do that immediately by getting a smaller loan to cover the upside downness, and also a couple thousand for a beater car to buy. You can get a loan for that, and that's better than having the loan for that you have already, which is much higher. And advice is much appreciated. Yeah, follow the baby steps. Don't try to be buying a house before you are ready. And having debt of any kind means you're not ready. And not having a full emergency fund means you're not ready as well. Ostrich Possible 5017 car purchase. Hello, I 22 man. Need a car for my clinical years in med, as I'll be driving long distances between home and assigned hospitals. If it was only going to be one, I would say maybe you rent there. But like if they could put you anywhere, yeah, no need to buy anything or rent anything, then you just drive. I've baby step 1 done, and I don't have any debts either. Great. So now you're on baby step 3, other than you're not supposed to be putting any more student loan debt on there. Hopefully there's none of that. I get a stipend around $24.75 US a month, and was wondering how I could go around justifying financing a used Camry or Mazda 6, given that the taxes here, blah, 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 taxis here, Jordan, okay, are very expensive. So, how I could go around justification station alert, that's a no. There's no justification for getting a loan. Now, you can do what you want to do over there, or you can follow the Ramsey advice, which is proven. Your way of continuing to use debt is not proven. There's no stats on that. The payment could be blah, 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 depending on what I find. Is it okay in my little situation? Never. Never. Cars are bought in cash only. That isn't always thing. That is not a is it okay in my situation. There's almost nothing that is okay in your situation. The rules are the rules, and they work for everybody. That's the beauty of it. It's not because of your net worth doesn't change the steps. If you're gonna follow the steps, you follow the steps. It's the same for everybody. Poors, richies, middle class, in between, anything you want. Jordan, UK, America, all the same. Is it okay in my situation to go into debt for the car for 3 to 4 years? No. Also to add, I get bonuses per performance, and we have 0% interest here. Justification station. I would 100% pay this car off before I finish my degree. What do you think? You can do whatever you want to, Doc. You know, but you're on the Dave Ramsey subreddit, and if you want to know the Dave Ramsey advice, that would be a no. Alarmed hearing 9722. Has anyone used emergency fund or skipped steps to finish the mortgage? I think that sounds familiar. I might have done that one before. Hi gang, big no according to Dave, but I want to get some worst case scenarios. You can do whatever you want. It's your life and your money, but then why say you're skipping the steps? Why just do what you want? You don't even have to look at his steps anymore if you don't think they're good. If you think they're good, then stop trying to change them. Stop trying to skip steps. That's a no on the emergency fund. The emergency fund is what? For emergencies. Finishing the mortgage is not an emergency, so that's a no. Yeah, following the baby steps for the past 12 years plus the money, guys, they say opposite things sometimes. Tempted to use emergency fund or skip steps 4 and 5 and instead just focus on the mortgage. Now, Dave has said if you can pay off the mortgage in a year, you can stop investing for that limited amount of time. Also, if the child is really young, you could probably skip step 5 too. But again, that would have to just be a very quick turnaround on that, like a year. Wildflower potato, what are your thoughts? Well, they vary. We have paid off not too bad. We paid off our first credit card. Excellent. We're in the first steps of paying off our debt and have been eyeing up the idea to move out of state. As we have a friend who moved to North Carolina and loves it, and my husband has family in South Carolina, only a few hours away, that we visit often, and also love the area. When I think about the net proceeds of selling our house, I get very excited. Okay, about the idea of being debt free and almost 3 to 6 months of monthly spending saved. So, you doing it wrong. The 3 to 6 month is step 3, so either you have misinterpreted the baby steps, thinking that you need to do steps 1, 2, 3, or even all of them all at the same time, which I don't know why you would think that at all. So that's a no. So you're doing it wrong. And only left with a mortgage loan. Oh. This says paid off our first credit card. So if that was your only credit card and you don't have any other non-mortgage debt, then fine, but you got to save the down payment too, in addition to the have almost 3 to 6 months. That's a big gap there. And if I'm gonna buy a house, I'm gonna have a mortgage, I'm having 6 month emergency fund for sure, and I'm having that before I save penny one for the down payment. Yeah, here's our current debt. So that's a no. No. Oh, they do have a house already. My bad. So they could sell that, maybe get out of debt and move. Yeah, that's fine if you want to do that. I rent there first. You haven't been there before. You cannot go to there and do that. My ex-wife's friend recommended a Mexican restaurant. She said it was fabulous. We went to there. We did not agree. And so you don't want to buy the business without even, ahead of time. You don't want to plan on, oh, well, okay, we'll just go there and we'll buy a house immediately. You might not want to stay there, so you rent for a year. A lot of people don't like that. Well, but that's going to be lost equity. Tough crap. Guess what? If you don't like it, if you're not happy and want to move, it's going to cost you more to try to sell the house again. Let's see. So that's a no, though, on any of that. But as far as buying a house, buying another house, because I mean, you're on the baby steps now. You may not have been when you bought the original house, but you're on the baby steps now. So there's no buying a house while you have this debt. Car loan, $26,850. Sell the car. Estimated net proceeds for a house is about $150K after closing costs, minor home improvements, and a moving truck factored in. If the minor home improvements cost a lot, don't do them. Let the new owners pay for it. Let them do it. That way they can do it like they want to in their house. If we made this move, we could put $1,000 down as a down payment. And that's a no. Don't do that when you move to a new area just because your friend said it was fun. Pay off our debt, yeah, and possibly 15, 20K in our savings, yeah. I mean, and you might consider selling the house regardless now, to clear up this debt if you want to keep that freaking car. If not, that's probably a significant amount of your debt, that car. So I would seriously consider doing that. And if you want to move, fine, from Jersey to North Carolina, or South Carolina, whichever one. And I mean, that's going to be a culture shock. And so you rent for the first year. Bought a house in prime time in the market. Okay, doesn't matter. Bought at 240K. Doesn't matter. None of that matters. We would not be able to sell our house and have this profit and be debt free if we stayed in New Jersey. Yes, you would. Yes, you would, because you could rent in New Jersey. So yeah, you could. You just people just lock themselves into things and they say dumb stuff like this. Sure, you could. You could. Now you might be buying a much smaller house. You might be renting. But you could have that profit and be debt free if you stayed in New Jersey. You mean if you stayed in the house, you wouldn't be able to sell the house. So this is wrong, and this is where people lock themselves in and limit themselves as far as the options. If we stay here, we'll be in it for the long haul to finish paying off debt and growing our family here. All right, and so that's up to you. I'm selling the car either way. And that way also you don't have to take it to when you move. You wouldn't have to transport it or drive it even. So I'm selling that car and replacing it with a beater. But yeah, if you you don't have to not move on the baby steps, but you do have to be smart and not rack up new debt, and you don't buy a brand new house or new to you house even in an area you have never been in yourself before. I mean, just because your friend says it's cute, you don't buy, a wardrobe because a friend says it's cute. So you also don't go to somewhere that friend likes, but you have never been in. So you rent for a year before buying. You are watching me on youtube.com/coachstevemoney is the address, the old URL. And I'm Coach Steve Money, Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach. And again, for the financial content, just scroll past the Oak Island playlist, Ramsey Show Aftershow Show playlist, and the Answering Your Financial Questions playlist, and the music playlist has 11 Ramsey adjacent songs in there. And I am a Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach. And if you have financial problems, or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation with me at calendly.com/coachstevemoney. That link's in the ticker below and in the video description. You can email me at coachstevemoney@gmail.com about coaching or anything else on my YouTube channel. Donations can go to paypal.me/coachstevemoney, Cash App, $CoachSteveMoney, or Walmart gift card to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Also, super chats, super stickers on live streams, and super thanks on pre-recorded videos. Upcoming streams is the Ramsey Show Aftershow Show. That's this show, Monday through Friday, following each YouTube presentation of the Ramsey Show, and that ends approximately 5:25 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's when I start the After Show. When it leaves YouTube, the Ramsey Show leaves YouTube and goes exclusively to their Ramsey Network app. Right, thank you so much for watching. Please like, that's the thumbs up, and subscribe and comment. And if you've done those things already, thank you so very much. Much, much appreciated. And as always, make smart financial decisions every day. Didn't drop the box this time.